Most people ruin their day within 5 minutes of waking up. And if you're doing this every morning, you're killing your focus, energy, and peace before you even start. But there's a better way, ancient wisdom from Shaolin masters that takes just 5 minutes. Let me show you. Your first thoughts in the morning set the tone for everything. Stress, rushing, distractions, they don't just happen, you allow them, and most of us are never taught how to control that. But for centuries, Shaolin monks have used simple rituals to train their minds, stay calm, and dominate their days. No fancy apps, no expensive routines, just you and 5 minutes. Here's how it works. The 1-minute rule that changes everything. The moment you wake up, there's a war happening inside you. You might not feel it yet, but it's there. The battle between stillness and chaos, between intention and reaction. And the first move you make, the very first thing you do when your eyes open, decides who wins that war. Most people lose it immediately. They grab their phone, they check notifications, they let the world rush in before they've even taken a single breath for themselves. And from that second on, their day is no longer theirs. It belongs to emails, to social media, to other people's demands. But there's another way, a simpler way, and it starts with just 1 minute, 60 seconds, that's all. Before you move, before you speak, before you let the noise of the world in, you stop. You stay exactly where you are, eyes open or closed. It doesn't matter. You just exist. No thoughts about what you need to do. No replaying yesterday's mistakes. No worrying about what's coming later. Just you, in the quiet. Breathing, inhale, exhale, that's it. This isn't meditation. It's not some complicated practice. It's a reset, a single minute, where you remind yourself that you are in control. Because here's the truth. The way you start your morning is the way you live your life. If the first thing you do is reach for distraction, then you're telling your mind that distraction is what you want, that chaos is what you accept, and your mind will obey. It will give you more of that, more rushing, more reacting, more feeling like you're always behind. But if you take that minute, just one, you change everything. You teach your mind that stillness comes first, that before the world gets a piece of you, you get a piece of yourself. And when you do that, something shifts. The day doesn't control you, you control the day. Think about it like this. When you wake up, your mind is like a blank sheet of paper. The first thing you write on it sets the tone for everything else. If the first thing you write is stress, hurry, noise, then that's what the rest of the page will look like. But if the first thing you write is calm, presence, intention, then everything that follows has a different quality. This isn't theory, it's not some abstract idea, it's a law of nature. The way you start something determines how it unfolds. A tree grows from a seed, a river starts as a single drop. Your day starts with a single minute, and in that minute, you have the power to decide what kind of day it will be. So tomorrow, when you wake up, don't move, don't speak, don't reach for anything, just breathe. 1 minute, that's all, and watch how everything changes. Why your bed is a battlefield. Your bed is not just a place where you sleep, it's the first battleground of your day. The moment you wake up, before you've even fully opened your eyes, the fight begins. Not with the world, with yourself. Your mind, still half dreaming, will try to pull you in 2 directions, backward into yesterday or forward into tomorrow. And if you let it, that's where you will stay, trapped in regrets about what already happened or anxiety about what hasn't even come yet. This is the fight, right here, in these first few seconds of wakefulness, because what happens in this moment decides everything else. If you wake up and immediately start thinking about problems, about deadlines, about things you can't control, then you've already lost. You've handed over your peace before you even stood up. But if you wake up and choose consciously, deliberately to be here in this moment with nothing else, then you've already won. The bed is a battlefield. because it's where your mind is most vulnerable. Sleep softens you, it strips away the defenses you built during the day. And when you first wake up, you're open, raw. Whatever enters your mind in those first few seconds will sink deeper than it would at any other time. That's why most people wake up feeling heavy, because the first thing they do is let the weight of the world press down on them before they've even had a chance to stretch. But you don't have to do that. You can train yourself to wake up differently, not by fighting thoughts, not by trying to empty your mind. That's impossible, but by choosing where to place your attention. When you wake up, before anything else, focus on one thing, your breath, not controlling it, not changing it, just feeling it. The air moving in, the air moving out, that's all. This isn't about avoiding reality, it's about not letting reality control you before you've even had a chance to stand up. The problems will still be there, the work will still need to be done. But if you face them from a place of calm, from a place of presence, then you face them with strength. If you face them from a place of chaos, then you've already made them bigger than they are. Your bed is a battlefield, because it's where you decide what kind of day you're going to have, not by magic, not by wishing, but by where you place your attention in those first few moments. Win here, and the rest of the day follows. Lose here, and you spend the next hours trying to catch up with a piece you gave away before you even got out from under the covers. So tomorrow, when you wake up, remember, the first fight is already happening, and the way you win is simple. Don't engage, don't follow the thoughts, just breathe, just be here. And then, when you're ready, stand up, already ahead. The water ritual, not what you think. There is a way to drink water that most people never learn. They raise the glass, they gulp it down, they move on, never realizing they just missed one of the simplest and most powerful rituals for training the mind. This isn't about hydration, not really. It's about how you move through the world, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. If you rush through drinking water, you will rush through life. If you do it with presence, you will live with presence. So here is the ritual. When you take that first glass of water in the morning, you do not drink it. You experience it. You hold the glass and feel its weight. You notice the temperature against your palm. You bring it to your lips slowly. No rushing, no urgency. And then, as the water touches your mouth, you pay attention. You feel it, the way it flows over your tongue, the way it travels down your throat. You do not gulp, you sip, you let each moment be its own. This is not just about water, this is about teaching yourself how to move through the world with intention. Most people live in a state of constant hurry. They eat fast, they walk fast, they think fast, always chasing the next thing, never fully in the one they're doing now. And because of this, they miss their own lives. They are there, but they are not present. Their bodies move, but their minds are somewhere else. The water ritual fixes this, because when you slow down enough to drink with awareness, you are training your mind to slow down in everything. You are teaching it that speed is not the goal, presence is. And when you master presence, something shifts. You start to notice things you never saw before. The taste of food becomes richer. The sound of rain becomes clearer. The words people say to you carry more meaning, because you are actually there to experience. This is why monks spend years mastering simple tasks, sweeping the floor, pouring tea, walking from one place to another. Not because these things are difficult, but because they are ordinary, and it is in the ordinary that the mind is trained. If you can be fully present while drinking water, you can be fully present in a conversation. If you can move deliberately while lifting a glass, you can move deliberately when making decisions. The small things are the practice for the big thing. Most people believe that focus is something you only need for important moments. They think they can rush through the small things and then suddenly pay attention when it matters. But the mind does not work that way. The mind is a creature of habit. If you let it race through small moments, It will race through big ones too. If you let it be distracted while drinking, it will be distracted while working, while listening, while living. The water ritual is a way to pull your mind back from its endless running and remind it, this is where you are, this is what you are doing, nothing else exists right now, just this. And when you do that, something changes. The day feels longer, the world feels clearer. You move through life differently, not because anything outside has changed, but because you have. So tomorrow, when you drink your first glass of water, do not just drink it, be there for it, feel it, and watch how that small act changes everything else. The 3-second fix for negative thoughts. A thought enters your mind. It could be anything. A worry, a fear, a memory that drags you down, and in an instant without your permission, it starts to spread, like ink in water. It darkens everything. Your mood shifts, your energy drops, the day feels heavier, and all because of one thought you didn't ask for and don't want. Most people believe they have no control over this. They think that once a negative thought appears, they have to follow it, wrestle with it, get lost in it. But that is not true. There is a way to stop it fast, not by fighting it, not by analyzing it, but by giving your mind a simple command. 2 words. Not now. Say it out loud. Say it firmly. Not as a plea, not as a question, but as an order. Not now, and watch what happens. The thought which seemed so solid a moment ago loses its power. It doesn't disappear, but it no longer controls you, because your mind is designed to obey commands. It is always listening, and when you speak with certainty, it responds. This is not about suppressing thoughts. It's about choosing when to engage with them. Most negative thoughts don't need to be dealt with in the moment they appear. They are not emergencies. They are just noise, the mind's way of filling space. And when you treat them like urgent messages, you give them power they don't deserve. But when you say, not now, you put them in their place. You remind yourself that you decide what gets your attention, not your thoughts. Monks have used this technique for centuries, not because they are avoiding reality, but because they understand how the mind works. A thought is just a thought. It has no power, unless you give it power. And the fastest way to take that power back is to refuse to engage. Not later, not eventually, right now, not now. People waste years of their lives trapped in thoughts that don't matter. They replay old mistakes. They imagine future disasters. They turn small worries into big fears. All because they never learned how to shut the door when unwanted thoughts knock. But you don't have to do that. You can train your mind like a guard trains a gate. When something tries to enter uninvited, you stop it, not with force, not with struggle, just with a simple, firm command. Not now. This is not avoidance, it is control, because there will be times when you need to face those thoughts, when you need to sit with them and understand them. But that time is not every time. And the more you practice choosing when to engage, the stronger your mind becomes. So the next time a negative thought appears, don't argue with it, don't follow it, just say out loud, not now, and then go back to what you were doing. Do this enough, and something shifts. The thoughts stop coming as often. They stop feeling as heavy, because they learn that you are no longer an easy target. Your mind is yours, not the other way around. And sometimes, all it takes is 2 words to remind it of that. How to walk like a monk, even in your house. Most people walk without knowing they're walking. Their bodies move, but their minds are elsewhere, lost in thoughts, plans, distractions. Their feet touch the ground, but they don't feel it. Their legs carry them forward, but they're not present for the journey. This isn't just about walking. This is how they live, always moving, never arriving. There is another way, a way where every step is its own world, where walking isn't just something you do to get somewhere, but something you do to be here. It begins with 30 steps, not 100, not 1,000, 30, that's all. But these 30 steps are different, because you take them slowly, deliberately, with your full attention. Start by standing still. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice the weight of your body pressing down, the slight tension in your legs, the balance required just to stand. Most people never notice these things. They stand without knowing they're standing. But you pay attention. Now lift one foot, not quickly, not automatically, slowly. Feel the muscles working, the shift in balance, the air against your skin. As your foot leaves the ground, move it forward. Place it down. Heel first, then the rest. Feel the contact, the solidness beneath you. Then do the same with the other foot. This isn't walking for exercise. This isn't about speed or distance. This is walking as meditation, as practice, because how you walk is how you live. If your steps are rushed, your mind is rushed. If your steps are heavy, your thoughts are heavy. But if your steps are calm, precise, intentional, then so is everything else. As you take these 30 steps, your mind will try to wander. It will want to think about what you need to do later, about problems, about anything except this simple act of walking. When that happens, and it will gently bring your attention back, not with frustration, not with force. Just return to the feeling of your feet touching the ground, again and again. This practice does something remarkable. It trains you to be where you are, not ahead of yourself, not behind, here. And when you can do that while walking, you can do it while working, while talking, while living. The steps become a mirror, showing you how you move through the world. Most people race through their mornings, their days, their lives, always hurrying to the next thing, never fully in this one. They believe speed will get them where they want to go faster. But the truth is, rushing only makes you miss the journey, and the journey is all there is. 30 steps, that's all it takes to remember, to reset, to come back to yourself. Do this every morning, not as a chore, not as another task, but as a gift to yourself, a reminder that life isn't about how fast you can move, but how fully you can be in each moment. The monks know this. They walk not to arrive, but to walk. They understand that the path isn't just beneath their feet, it's in their attention, their presence, their awareness. You don't need a monastery to practice this. You don't need special clothes or perfect silence. You just need 30 steps and the willingness to take them as if they matter, because they do. The mirror trick for unshakable confidence. You look in the mirror every day, but you don't really see. Your eyes scan for flaws, for things to fix, for parts that don't match the image in your mind. You judge, you criticize, you turn away. This isn't looking, this is reacting, and it's stealing your confidence before your day even begins. There is another way, a way where the mirror isn't your enemy, but your teacher. It starts with 10 seconds. Just 10. No fixing your hair, no adjusting your expression, no judging what you see. Just looking, just observing, just meeting your own eyes and staying there. Stand in front of the mirror, breathe, let your face relax. Look at yourself as if you were looking at a stranger, with curiosity, not criticism. Notice the shape of your eyes, the way the light falls on your skin, the subtle movements as you breathe. Don't label what you see. Don't call things good or bad. Just see them. This is harder than it sounds. Your mind will want to comment, to compare, to find fault, It will want to drag up every insecurity, every memory of being judged, every time someone made you feel less than. When these thoughts come, and they will, don't fight them, don't follow them, just return, looking, to seeing, to being present with the person in front of you. This practice does something powerful. It separates observation from judgment. Most people can't see themselves without immediately layering on opinions, stories, meanings. But when you practice just looking, just observing, you begin to untangle what is actually there from the noise in your mind. The face you see is the person leading your day, the one making decisions, facing challenges, interacting with the world. If you start each morning by criticizing that person, you send them into battle already wounded. But if you start by simply acknowledging them, by making peace with who you see, you give them strength. Confidence isn't about liking everything you see. It's about not letting what you see control you. It's about recognizing that the face in the mirror is yours. Not perfect, not flawed, just yours. And that is enough. Monks use this practice not to build vanity, but to destroy illusion, to see themselves clearly, without stories, to meet their own gaze, without flinching, because when you can do that, no one else's opinion can shake you. This isn't about staring at yourself for hours. It's about 10 seconds of true seeing, 10 seconds where you don't look away, don't judge, don't hide, just you, meeting you exactly as you are. Do this every morning, not to find flaws, not to fix anything, just to remember who is leading your day, just to make peace with the person who matters most. The mirror doesn't lie, but most people don't let it tell the truth. They're too busy telling it what to say. Stop that. Just look, just see, just be. That's where unshakable confidence begins. The forbidden morning habit. The moment your eyes open, the world begins its assault, not with weapons, but with something far more dangerous. Information. Your phone buzzes with notifications, emails, demand replies, news headlines, scream for attention, and without thinking, you reach out, you let them in, you give away your most precious resource before your feet even touch the floor. This is the great theft of modern life, the robbery of your morning mind, that sacred space between sleep and wakefulness, where your thoughts are fresh, your focus unbroken, your potential at its peak. Most people hand this gift away without realizing its value. They trade silence for noise, presence for distraction, power for panic. There is an ancient rule, practiced by those who understand the value of the mind. The first hour belongs to you, not to your boss, not to your inbox, not to strangers on the internet, to you. This isn't about productivity hacks or time management. This is about protecting the purity of your attention before the world gets its hands on it. Your morning mind is like fresh snow, untouched, unmarked. Every email you read, every notification you check, every headline you absorb leaves footprints in that snow. Soon, what was pristine becomes trampled, muddy, chaotic, and you wonder why you feel scattered before breakfast. The monks knew this danger well. They built walls around their mornings, not because they feared the world, but because they respected their own minds. They understood that what enters you first shapes you most. Drink poison first thing in the morning, and it colors your entire day. Drink clarity, and everything else must rise to meet it. Your phone is not a neutral tool. It is a slot machine designed to hijack your attention. Every ping, every alert, every red notification bubble is engineered to trigger your nervous system, to pull you out of yourself and into someone else's agenda. When you begin your day with this, you are not choosing what to focus on. You are surrendering your focus to whatever demands it loudest. The first hour sets the tone. check work emails immediately, and you train your brain to live in reactive mode. Scroll through social media, and you fill your mind with comparisons before you've even had a chance to establish your own center. Read the news, and you soak your fresh consciousness in problems you can't solve before you've solved the most important one: how you want to show up today. This isn't about ignoring responsibilities. It's about establishing sovereignty. The emails will still be there in an hour. The news will continue without you. The world will keep turning, but your mind, your precious, irreplaceable mind, will be yours again. Calm, clear, directed by intention rather than reaction. Try it tomorrow. When you wake, leave the phone untouched. Let the emails wait. Give yourself just 60 minutes, where the only voice you listen to is your own. Drink your water in silence. Feel your body wake. Let your thoughts settle like sediment in a still pond. Watch how different you feel when you aren't starting your day by handing your brain to strangers. The quality of your attention determines the quality of your life, and attention is fragile in those first moments. Protect it, cherish it, treat it as sacred, because once given away, it cannot be taken back unchanged. The modern world wants your morning mind, because that's when you're most vulnerable, most impressionable. Don't let it win this battle. Your first hour is the foundation of your day. Build it strong. Build it quiet. Build it yours. Everything else can wait. The 5-second breathing technique. Breathing is the most overlooked power you possess. You do it constantly, thoughtlessly, never realizing that within this simple act lies the key to mastering your entire nervous system. Most people breathe just enough to stay alive, but when you learn to breathe with intention, you don't just survive, you control. The technique is deceptively simple. Inhale for 5 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 7, 3 rounds, that's all. But this isn't just moving air in and out. This is hacking your body's stress response. This is telling your nervous system, in the language it understands best, that you are safe, that you are in control, that there is no emergency. Your body doesn't understand words, it understands rhythm. When you breathe quickly and shallowly, it assumes danger. When you breathe slowly and deeply, it assumes safety. This isn't psychology. This is biology, and you can use it to your advantage at any moment. The magic lies in the exhale. That 7-second release is where the reset happens. As the air leaves your body, it carries tension with it. Muscles unlock, thoughts slow, the frantic chatter in your mind loses its grip. This isn't relaxation. This is recalibration. You're not calming down, you're taking back control. Try it now. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feel that? In just 14 seconds, something shifted. Your shoulders dropped slightly. Your jaw unclenched. The noise in your head quieted just enough to notice. Now imagine doing this 3 times upon waking. Imagine starting your day, not with tension, but with release. Most people accumulate stress like static electricity, little shocks throughout the day that build up until they're sparking at everything. This breathing technique is your grounding wire. It discharges the buildup before it can control you. It's not about avoiding stress. That's impossible. It's about not letting stress stick. The numbers matter. 5 seconds in fills your lungs completely. 2 seconds hold lets the oxygen disperse. 7 seconds out triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural chill pill. 3 rounds creates enough repetition to make it stick, but not so much that it becomes a chore. This is science disguised as simplicity. When you master this, you carry an emergency reset button with you everywhere. Stuck in traffic, breathe. Difficult conversation coming up, breathe. Overwhelmed before your day begins, not the shallow unconscious breaths you've been taking your whole life, but this precise, intentional pattern that speaks directly to your nervous system in its native tongue. Ancient practices knew this secret. They built entire disciplines around breaths, because they understood, whoever controls the breath controls the mind. You don't need years of meditation to benefit. You just need 15 seconds of courage to try something different. Stress isn't your enemy. Being controlled by stress is. This breathing technique puts you back in the driver's seat, not by fighting your body's reactions, but by speaking to your body in a language it can't ignore. 5, 2, 7, 3 times. That's all it takes to remember who's really in charge. The breakfast lie you've been told. The sun rises, you wake, your stomach growls, society whispers in your ear, eat big, you need fuel, breakfast is the most important meal, and so you pile your plate high, eggs, toast, fruit, maybe some oatmeal. You eat until full, believing this is how energy is made, but an hour later, you're sluggish, your mind feels thick, your body wants to rest rather than move. What if everything you've been told about breakfast is backward? There exists another way, a path, walked for centuries by those who understand true energy. They eat lightly in the morning, sometimes very lightly, sometimes nothing at all, not because they're punishing themselves, but because they know a secret. Energy doesn't come from food alone. It comes from absence, from space, from not being weighed down by digestion when your mind should be flying. Think of your body like a river. When you eat a large meal, you're dumping boulders into that river. The water still flows, but with difficulty, with struggle. Now imagine that same river with only small pebbles. The water moves swiftly, cleanly, powerfully. This is the difference between a heavy breakfast and a light one, not in calories, but in effort, in how much work your body must do before you can think clearly. The modern world fears hunger. It runs from even the slightest stomach rumble, as if it's an emergency. But mild hunger is not your enemy. It's your ally. It sharpens the mind. It clears the senses. It reminds you that you're alive. The monks knew that. They would train for hours on empty stomachs, not because they lacked food, but because they sought clarity. Food clouds the mind as much as it nourishes the body. The trick is finding the balance where you have enough, but not too much. Try this tomorrow. Eat half what you normally would, or less. Notice how your body reacts. At first, it might protest. Habits die hard, but then something interesting happens. The fog lifts, your thoughts come quicker, your movements feel lighter. This isn't about starving yourself. It's about discovering the minimum effective dose of food that allows your mind to function at its peak. Digestion steals energy. The more you eat, the more energy gets diverted from your brain to your gut. This is simple biology, not philosophy. When you eat lightly, you're not depriving yourself. You're redirecting, choosing mental energy over physical fullness, choosing clarity over comfort. The breakfast lie isn't malicious. It comes from a time when people woke at dawn to do hard physical labor all day. Of course they needed fuel, but you wake to think, to create, to decide. Your work happens between your ears, not in a wheat field. Your fuel needs are different. Your breakfast should be too. This isn't about skipping meals. It's about rethinking what breakfast means. Maybe it's some fruit, maybe it's tea, maybe it's nothing but water until noon. The point isn't the specific choice, it's the awareness behind it. The question to ask isn't what should I eat, but how do I want to feel? Energy comes in many forms. Food is one, but so is space, so is lightness. Tomorrow morning, give yourself the gift of an uncluttered stomach. See how much more you can think, how much clearer you can see when you're not digesting a feast. The monks didn't eat light because they were poor. They ate light because they were rich. In attention, in focus, in presence. You can be too. It starts with questioning the breakfast lie. The last minute that guarantees a strong day. The door is right there. Your hand is on the knob. In one motion, you could be outside. The day begun, but wait, stop. Don't move. Ask yourself one question first. What's my purpose today? Not your tasks, not your goals, your purpose, the reason behind the doing. the why beneath the what. If you can answer this, truly answer it, your day will bend to your will, rather than you bending to the day. Most people step into their days like sleepwalkers. They have lists, they have plans, they have appointments, but they have no center, no true north. So when the winds come, and they always come, these people blow about like leaves, reacting rather than directing, putting out fires rather than lighting their own torches, all because they didn't take this last minute to anchor themselves. Purpose isn't about accomplishment, it's about alignment. It's the thread that connects what you do with who you are. A day without purpose is a series of actions. A day with purpose is a story you write with your choices. And the difference starts here, in this pause, in this question. The answer doesn't need to be grand. Today, I stay calm no matter what happens. Today, I listen more than I speak. Today, I create something honest, simple, clear, unshakable. This becomes your compass. When distractions come, and they will, you don't ask, what should I do? You ask, does this serve my purpose? The answer guides you better than any planner ever could. This minute at the door is your declaration of independence from chaos. It's you saying, this day will not happen to me, I will happen to it. Without this, you're at the mercy of every email, every demand, every interruption. With it, you have a filter, a way to sort the important from the urgent, the meaningful from the merely noisy. People think time management is about schedules and apps and hacks. It's not. It's about purpose management. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, the how takes care of itself. This last minute at the door installs that knowing deep in your bones. So even when things get crazy, especially when things get crazy, you have a home to return to. Try it today. Before you leave, stop, breathe, ask, then step out with that purpose held lightly in your mind, like a lantern. Watch how it changes what you notice, what you choose, how you respond. The meetings might be the same, the tasks might be identical, but you'll be different, because you'll know why you're doing what you're doing, and that makes all the difference. This isn't about control. The day will still surprise you. It's about orientation, like a tree that bends in the wind, but doesn't break, because its roots run deep. Your purpose are those roots. The last minute at the door is when you plant them. Don't skip it. Your day depends on it. These aren't tips, they're disciplines. And discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. Freedom from chaos, from reaction, from a life where you're just getting by. The Shaolin didn't build focus by accident. They built it minute by minute, day by day. Your 5-minute morning is the foundation. Start small, but start now. You don't need more time, you need better rituals. 1 minute of silence, water with intention, a walk that grounds you, a breath that resets you, a mind that obeys you. That's how you win the morning and the day.